Mexi Pina, welcome in. Barbie, welcome in. Victoria, welcome back. Welcome in, everybody. Avery, welcome in. Kat, welcome in. Kat, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Let's set up a new goal. Let's see what new things they have today. I like these autumn ones. Yay. Victoria, welcome in. Brooke Comer, welcome back. Mexi Pina, thank you so much for those. Welcome in, everybody. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Look at how good our tree looks. Look at all those fun ornaments. Came out really good. Bats, ghosts, owls, scarecrows. You guys have been really busy. Hey Bree, welcome back. You guys have been really busy this Halloween with your Project Wednesdays. Super fun. Look how pretty it is. Pretty. Hey, that guy Anza, welcome in. YouTube. Bria was just mentioning how good our tree looks. Got our scarecrows. Bats. Hey, Sedgmenti, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we did really good this time. Yeah, our tree does look great. Michelle Fitz, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Usually 10 minutes after the hour. If we get 20 people in there, we'll start. Yeah, we have our little spiders. We gotta show our spiders. They're hiding in there. We have our acorns, our owls, our ghosts, squirrels, more acorns up there. They look really good. Oh, the glue kind of showed up on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brie, we're gonna do some really fun Christmas ones. I can't wait. We have to do a wreath. We didn't do a wreath last year, so we're gonna do a wreath. I think that should be our first one, a Christmas wreath. Gotta find some red berries somewhere so we could put them on. Maybe like an average size like this. Mm-hmm. Oh, a Halloween wreath. True. Kelsey, welcome in. Tanya, welcome in. Or Tania. Tania. Yeah, we were thinking of Halloween or Christmas. What are we gonna do first? I think I'm gonna stop by Michael's this week and pick up more of these styrofoam balls. Yeah, Christmas Project Wednesday. I agree. Yes, a wreath and a snowman. I'm just wondering what we would do for the leaves. Oh yes, and a reindeer. Mm-hmm. Weibo more and do it, clap unk. You Sweet Tooth usually has a wild crowd. I gotta bring out the what do you call it? Oh man, just made a mess. Um, forgot our glitter. We have our Rust-Oleum glitter. This one is the pink one. And then we have gold and silver. Gonna be doing that. We have to bring those ones out. I just made a mess. So you gotta think about, start thinking about those. Maybe we can get those acorns and then kind of crush them and use that as the leaf of the wreaths. That would be a lot of fun. But we gotta brainstorm. I don't want to make them out of paper. I think that wouldn't be a lot of fun. We have to make them out of natural textures. But yeah, and snowmen, we'll probably get styrofoam. Those styrofoam balls that make snowmen out of them. Oh, we got 28 people in here. We're ready to begin. Stephanie Padilla, welcome in. All right. Last week we finished Frog and Toad Anthology. So earlier today we started with the Bear Same Bears Storytime Collection. This one is called The Bearstain Bears Go to School. The Bearstain Bears Go to School. Sister Bear and Brother Bear. When summertime ends and the weather turns cool, most little bears are ready for school. It had been a wonderful summer for the Bear family. They had gone swimming and boating at the lake. They had picnicked in the woods and taken many walks along sunny paths. But now summer was just about over. There was a nip in the air. The birds were beginning to fly south, and the leaves on the treehouse were changing colors. So here we have the Bearstain Bear family. Summer's over. It's time to start packing things up. Some of the leaves are falling off. There's a chill in the air. I love the little details that the Bearstain Bears give you with these drawings, these illustrations. Leaves. One evening at supper, Brother Bear said, "I'm getting tired of summer vacation. I think I'm ready to go back to school." "That is good news," said Papa Bear, "because school will be starting again very soon." Sister Bear's ears perked up at the word school. Mama Bear noticed. "As a matter of fact," she said, "Sister and I are going to meet her new teacher tomorrow." This year, Sister would be starting kindergarten, and she wasn't quite sure how she felt about it. Bear Country School start date. So they're all talking about what it's like to start school. And Sister Bear is about ready to start kindergarten. She liked being at home with her mother and father, her books and her toys, and all her friends. "What will school be like, Mama?" she asked at bedtime. "You'll find out tomorrow," said Mama as she tucked his sister in and kissed her good night. So here are all the fun activities that she gets to do at home while Brother Bear is at school. Such a nice 4 years of freedom. And there she is getting ready the night before. I really like this picture. It's got this lamp glow. And then we love a good moon in children's literature. Blaze, Trucker, welcome in. The next day, Mama and Sister packed a lunch and took the long walk down the winding dirt road to the Bear Country School. Honey Bear, or Handy Bear Gus, was up on a ladder fixing the roof. Hello, said Mama. This is Sister Bear. She starts kindergarten next week. We'll be glad to have her, said Gus. Miss Honey Bear is the kindergarten teacher. You'll find her inside. Hey, Carrie Lindsay, welcome in. So there's the Bear family's little village where they live at. It's a cute little town. Got this long pathway, and then here's the school. The Bear Country School. Some fall leaves. Flowers. Kelsey, aren't they fun? They're very comforting. Yeah, they're very comforting and they're very safe. Hello there, said Miss Honey Bear in a loud, jolly voice. Come right in and look around. Sister thought Miss Honey Bear's voice was a little scary, but she let Miss Honey Bear take her hand and lead her into the kindergarten room. So there's your teacher, Miss Honey Bear. And there's Mama. There's a little classroom. The classroom is really comforting. We've got all the chairs for the kids. Some activities. What do you do in kindergarten? Sister asked as they sat down for lunch. We read stories, sing songs, learn our ABCs, paint pictures, play games, make things out of clay, build with blocks, and do lots of things, said Miss Honey Bear. Well, that's nice. They got to have, what do you call it, lunch with the teacher. She's asking all sorts of questions. She's got all the paints. Looks like a lot of fun. There were all things Sister liked to do, and she never had seen such big jars of paint or such fine blocks. There was even a whole barrel of clay. School might be fun after all, thought Sister by the time she and Mama started home. Hey, Minnie Mouse, welcome in. But when the big morning came, Sister began to worry again. Mama, she said, what if I don't like school? What if I just don't like it? She's getting the first day of school jitters. I remember those jitters. Never liked them. Really nervous. Hey, Anna, thank you so much for the follow. Just then, the big yellow school bus pulled up to the tree house. Stop worrying, said Brother Bear. School is fun. You'll like it. Now let's get going or we'll miss the bus. He grabbed her hand, and away they went. It's nice having a brother who knows. It's nice having a sibling who knows the ropes that can go with you to the first day of school. Every so often, the bus stopped and more bears climbed on. Most of them were excited like Brother, but some of the smaller ones were quiet like Sister. As more and more old friends climbed on, they got noisier and noisier, and the smaller ones stayed quieter. The little bear who sat next to Sister began to look worried, so she smiled at him and held his hand. Aww. So they get on the bus, all these rambunctious kids. Oh, Miss Grande Martinez, welcome in. Thank you so much. How old is your baby, Miss Grande? So there's all the kids in the bus. As each stop, the bus gets more filled with bears. And there's Sister Bear. She's comforting the little bear next to her. At last, the bus arrived. The Bear Country School looked very nice. Handy Bear Gus had fixed the roof and painted the trim and cut the grass. And Miss Honey Bear's kindergarten room looked beautiful. Everything was ready. Oh, 8 months. Oh, how fun. We have our one of our viewers from the earlier live. We do an East Coast feed. She has a 1 month old. She sends us pictures. Oh, she shares them with us. It's her second. And then we have Mia, who's pregnant as well. She's due in March. So we have a lot of moms. Welcome in. So here she is on her first day of kindergarten. There's her little room. She's got all the activities, paints, blocks. We love a good, experienced kindergarten teacher. They know the ropes. It's so much easier. Before very long, the kindergartners got noisy. Two of them wanted to play with the same dump truck. Two others wanted to look at the same book. And a whole gang of them wanted to be first to play with the blocks. What a commotion. Suddenly, a loud, jolly voice called out, "Story time!" Miss Honeybear was calling the class to her book corner. That quieted things down. Thank you so much for those gifts. I really appreciate it, guys. There's everybody in the thick of it. It's 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's gotten used to one another. And look at Sister Bear, overstimulated. You got these bears fighting. People having to learn to work with one another. Thank you, Emily, for the follow. I really appreciate that. And then there's the teacher. Time for story time. After the story, Sister tried everything. She painted a picture, helped build a block city, made a giant clay donut, and looked at the books. She ate all of her bread and honey at snack time, and she fell asleep at nap time. Me and my baby Poppy sing. Oh, thank you so much, Emily. Emily, you and Miss Martinez both have Miss Grande Martinez. Miss Grande Martinez has an 8-month-old. So we have a 6-month-old and an 8-month-old. That's so nice. It's really nice to have you guys here. We love our children's literature books. I've been in education for 18 years. I first started teaching 2nd and 3rd grade as a new teacher. Now I'm working middle school with children with learning disabilities. And one of my favorite things to do when I was a teacher was to do the read-alouds after lunch. So I just kind of like revisiting all these stories. We do projects on Wednesday. These are Project Wednesday activities for Halloween. We have one more project this Wednesday, and then we shift over to Christmas. So we'll be bringing out all our archival books from Christmas, and we'll have our Christmas tree up as well. When she climbed off the bus with Brother at the end of the day, Sister was the excited one. "Mama, Papa, look what I did in school today," she said, holding up her paintings. Sister got really into it. Thank you so much, Victoria. Sister got really into it. She really had a good day. She did this really nice painting. Kelsey, nobody ever here but my dog Maurice. I love it. Yeah, we have a lot of cats sitting in laps as well, and dogs. A few days later, the weather turned warm again, as it sometimes does in early fall. Brother was restless at breakfast. "I wish it was still summer vacation," he said, "so I wouldn't have to go to school today." "Oh, come on, Brother Bear," said Sister. "School is fun. Let's get going, or we'll miss the bus." Oh, so now, yeah. Hey, Lauren, welcome in. They've been around. They're in the room right now, sleeping on their bed. They were getting their fill today because I've been in for the last couple of days. So it's fall. Sister Bear is now the one that's leading. You got the leaves are changing color. Sunflower Girl. Yes, this is our Bears and Bears Storytime collection. Got several of the stories in the anthology. On the bus, all the bears were talking about the things they were going to do at school. Soccer practice, science projects, music lessons, all kinds of things. Thought Brother. Sister Bear was right. School is fun. And off they went in the big yellow bus to Bear Country School. So the routine is set. She's now the expert. She was a little worried at first, but not anymore. Brother Bear's feeling confident too about going to school. There's the bus driver. There goes the school bus back to school. The end. Story Bears and Bears Storytime Collection. For those of you who are new, welcome. We have a really good community here of children appreciators of children's literature. We read 4 books a night. This is the West Coast feed. Every Wednesday we do a project. That was a good one. Let's take a vote. What did you guys think? I always give the Bears and Bears a 10. Out of 1 through 10, I give it a 10. Because you can't not enjoy a good Bear Bear book at the beginning of the life. Victoria 10, Mia 10, Bree 10. Kat, thank you for sharing the live. Stacy 10. We love a good Bears book. Okay, we did do a library haul just recently. We have all new fresh titles. Kelsey 10. And since we just did a library haul, we can afford to be choosy with the books that we pick. So I think you guys are going to get all good titles tonight. You guys are going to get all good titles tonight. I do a library haul every weekend. I pick about 10 to 20 books. We hit each shelf in the library. We go through each book. We look for good illustrations. We look for good stories. We look for a lot of like traditional illustrations. This one is called Otto and the Story Tree. Why did I pick this one? When I saw the title of this one, I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be good. We love a good end page. We love when the illustrator and the author gives us something to chew on at the beginning. So we know it's going to have a goose or a geese with a cat, possibly. A scaredy cat. Otto and the Story Tree. Oh, this is a new book. This is just published this year. We love color. We love illustrations. Otto was a cranky old bird. So here's Otto. He's a cranky old bird. He's walking in this city. Love these colors, these grays and these blues with this brick and this little road here. And there's the cat. Otto almost looks like those during the Black Plague. He had molted feathers because he rarely took a bath. Ack, what's the point? He said as he glanced at himself in the mirror. He lived in the dark because he never opened the windows. Ack, what's the point? He said when he noticed the latches on had rusted shut. He never mopped or dusted because he never had visitors. Ack, what's the point? He said as his tail feathers trailed across the grimy floor. Yeah, he is getting gloomy. Hey, Lavender Duckling, thank you so much. So everything in Otto's life, negative. He didn't like opening the windows. He did not mop. His feathers were molting. Just all around depressed. One day he was preparing his dinner just as he did every evening. Ack, what's the point? He said when a seed spilled out of his dinner bowl. As Otto settled into his armchair, he eyed the little seed on the ground in front of him. Yeah, so Mr. Gloomy, Mr. Grumpy, doing what he does every night, He's about ready to eat, and then a seed pops out of his bowl. And there's the little seed. Otto settled into his armchair. He eyed the little seed on the ground in front of him. He never picked it up. He just ate and sat down. Oh, little seed, if only you knew. You're so small and the world is so big. I've seen some marvelous things in my day. I once found myself caught in a fierce storm during a hot air balloon ride, battling the thunder and lightning with nothing but my goggles and wits to guide me. Eventually, Otto nodded off to sleep. So there's Otto being all grouchy, grumpy, talking to the little seed about years gone by. Looks like Otto had been pretty active in the past. This looks like one of those kayaking bows. He's got a tambourine. He's like some stereo. He has his vinyl collection. He's got a little nice stylish drawer set there. So some pieces of evidence about Otto. Maybe at one time he was good. Maybe at one time he was happy and something bad in his life happened. Notice how this light is like a spotlight on the little seed. Well, he was somewhat of an adventurer. Look at him in the hot air balloon. We love a good story when we don't get a text and we just get a picture. And we just kind of make up what happens next. So he's in this hot air balloon here. It's got these little propellers. And there he is in a little seat going into the dark, thundery skies. Gorgeous illustrations. The next morning he woke to find a sprout where the seed should have been. I'd better pull it out, Otto thought, since the sprout didn't belong there. Ack, what's the point, he grumbled as he went about fixing breakfast. So that seed that he was supposed to eat ended up sprouting. And there's Otto. Being Otto again. Being grouchy. And he thought, what's the point of plucking it? I'm just going to leave there. It's too much work. That evening, Otto returned to his armchair, as he always did after dinner. He looked down at the sprout. Little sprout, if only you knew. I've seen some marvelous things in my day. I once battled an evil queen with only a spoon and my trusty tambourine. And once again, Otto told the sprout of his adventures until he fell asleep. So it looks like he found a little companion in that seed. He is able to talk to the little seed and share about his adventures from the past. There's the hot air balloon. We did see in the previous picture a tambourine. So he's got all these little knickknacks around him of his past that remind him of his past. Oh, and then here's the picture. There's the tambourine. And there's Otto. And there's the evil queen that he fought. Each day he told it stories, and each day the sprout grew bigger and bigger and bigger until this story is funny. So he's talking to the little sprout, and look at how big it's getting. All because he jumped out of his plate and he didn't want to eat it or pick it up. One morning, Otto awoke to sunlight on his face. He looked up and found that the sprout had grown into an enormous tree that had burst through the ceiling. A fresh breeze whistled in through the cracks in the roof and blew all the dust off the floor. Dew trickled down onto his forehead and washed his mottled feathers. He suddenly felt like opening the windows. And we love this good use of space rather than this way. They want to give us the full picture because that little seed, look at how big it's grown. It bust right through the ceiling. And in came the sun and some of the other outdoor elements. That evening, Otto settled himself into the armchair as he did every night. Oh, my dear tree, if only you knew. I've seen some marvelous things in my day. I once journeyed through the dark forest with nothing but a compass that always pointed in the wrong direction and a lantern that brought shadows to life. Look at how big the tree is now. He's just sitting there telling it stories. Telling it stories all these years. Right, Mia? And then there's an illustration of what he did. The compass that always told him the wrong direction. And the trees. Look at that forest. Isn't that great? We love a good moon in children's literature. Always have to have a good moon in children's literature. The blacks and the blues. Really pretty. He was halfway through the story when he began to nod off. Suddenly, a little voice from above said, "Oh, please, just 5 more minutes. I want to know how it ends." A little bird had settled on one of the high branches for the night. "Oh, yes, please, I do too," another voice chimed in. A spider had started spinning its web between some of the tree's leaves. Surprised and with only a little grumble, Otto finished his story. So he's telling a story to the tree, and we get this bird that's the story. Each evening, more and more animals gathered in the tree's towering branches, hoping to catch one of Otto's thrilling tales. Birds settled in for the night after long days of flight. Caterpillars listened in their chrysalises while they became butterflies. Spiders wove their webs, and squirrels stashed their acorns. And each evening, the tweeting and scuttling would grow ever so quiet. It was time for another story. This is almost like our life. You guys are all doing your activities, doing laundry, vacuuming the dishes, all while listening to Otto tell the story. So all these, hey Georgia Peach, all these animals, the squirrel, the frog, the spider, the fox, they're all listening to the owl, they're all listening to the stories of Otto's long ago. Oh, my friend, here's another story Otto is telling. Looks like he's in a castle. This looks like a planet in the background. A robot holding a drink. Maybe it's a robot drink, robot servant in a castle. Very creative. And so it went every night. Otto never even thought about patching up the holes in his ceiling. Ack, what's the point? Look at how big the tree got. Hey, Jake Daniels, welcome in, welcome back. And then look at the end page. We get this little fence with the cat. The end. Otto and the Story Tree. I give this one an 8. I really like the illustrations. The story a little quirky. Yeah, that is a big cat. But we love it nonetheless. All right, let's take a vote. We started with the Bears Tame Bears Storytime Collection. And we just followed that up with Otto and the Story Tree. 2. In the comment section, let's see what you guys are thinking. I think I'm going to go with, although I gave it an 8, I think I'm going to go with number 2 because I just love the illustrations on this. This is a really good, it's just very whimsical, very fairy tale-ish. Good Great descriptions on there. All right, in the comment section, let's see what is everybody thinking. Yeah, it is super fun. Let's see what everybody is thinking. 1 for Bearstain Bears or 2 for Otto. Mia, 2. I agree. I agree. Stacy, 2. Roxy, 2. Regina, 1. Jake, 2. All right. We picked up some good titles this weekend at the store. I was in Seattle over the weekend, and I went to a really nice, cozy bookstore. And they had a couple of children's books out on the front that were Halloween themed, so I picked them up. This one is called This Year a Witch. This Year a Witch. This is a new one. This is from 2025. It's just published. It's about a little girl who wants to do something different for Halloween. She wants to dress up as a witch. We love a good end page. We love the details, the black with the blues. Suns and moons and stars. And then the illustrations on this one are really cute. This Year a Witch. So it's October. She's counting down the days. She's still got a couple of weeks left before Halloween. October is a really long month. And it's funny because Halloween is such a big holiday, but it's way at the end. Way at the end. Last year, I was a bunny. Look at that green color in the back there with that pink. Last year, I was a bunny. The year before that, I was a mouse. Oh, you are so cute. I could just eat you up. So there's her dad. They're going trick-or-treating. There's Dad. He's dressed up. Little spider web. She's going trick-or-treating. She was a mouse. Little pumpkins here at the lady's house. She's got some corn cobs and some gourds. She comes out. She's giving some candy for Halloween. Yeah, Jake, the illustrations on this one are top tier. And the colors that they decided to use, too. Like some very dark tones. Every single year since I was a baby, I've been utterly adorable. Black. Ugh. So she's complaining because every year she's been cutesy. She has a little bird in a birdhouse, and the dad's a tree. Janelle, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Sickening. Yuck. But those days are over because this year, a witch. So as a baby, she was a little pumpkin. She had some cute little daisies. Looked like she was a daisy herself. She was an avocado, maybe. No, a strawberry. She wants to change things up. I've been growing out my witchy locks, making accessories galore, and working out my potion mixing arms. So she's getting prepared. She's getting some witchy locks, some accessories. She's been working out the arms, the potions that only a witch can make. I've even enlisted the help of an assistant. So she gets her cat, she's grooming her cat with one of these brushes and getting the hairs and using them as eyebrows. I've been whipping up spells and collecting things for my new brew. Sprig of mint, petal of rose, hair of a cat too, of course. She's getting a full character as a witch. Not just for Halloween, but for her entire personality. She's mixing up the potion. I can turn myself into an enchanted tree. I speak squirrel, toad, bird, and cat. Comes in handy when they want to tell me their secrets. Oh, I'm hungry. Witches are very good listeners. Look at her arms. They've stretched out because she's a witch now. If I lock eyes with an apple, I can will it to fall. We witches truly are extraordinarily powerful. If I lock eyes with an apple, I can will it to fall. Never look a witch in the eye, or you could petrify. That means you will turn into stone. Oh, being a stone could be fun. Look at how scary she looks there. She's a main character. Witches don't need their lovies or daddies or naps. We do things all by ourselves. Except for sewing. That's boring. So she wants to do things on her own. She's no longer a little girl. She no longer wants to be cutesy. She wants to be on her own, independent, creating her own things. Being a witch. My days of adorable are over and done. Because, look at, that's a great picture of the cat on the table. Her little accessories. Lindsay, thank you so much for those pumpkins. This year, a witch. Okay, she just, hey Ladybug, welcome in. She just finished creating her costume. Her dad's been helping her out. We have a good millennial dad. This year, a witch. But look what happens. Get ready to run. Get ready to hide. Here comes. Hey, Solar Fox, welcome in. Jake Daniels. I know, I was seeing some TikTok posts. There was a TikTok post that I saw of this lady in an airplane, and that she was videoing a dad up at the front holding the baby. Her husband was next to her holding his baby, and then there was a man in the back holding his baby. They were just talking about, millennial dads and how they're not like their boomer dads. I guess my niece is reading novels in first grade. Any book recommendations for her? Oh, Ladybug. Oh, did you find out? Oh, good. The books that we're reading right now. Because you want to pay attention to a lot of the vocabulary and just having them listen to you read. And when you get really good words, you bring them up. A witch. Hey, Zola Fox, welcome in. So she's looking at herself in the mirror. She's all dressed up. And then let's see what happens. A witch! Ah! She scared herself. She's like, oh no! And then look at what she does. She rips those clothes off. She rips off that costume and goes running. She did not like it. She wasn't ready yet. The dad's like, what's going on? What's going on with you? She thought she was going to be really brave. Of course, once in a while, even a witch needs a break. A witch can't be terrifying all 24 hours in a day. Sometimes she just needs to relax, chill out, and take a load off. Look at her. She ran all the way to the other side with her stuffed animal. And there's her dad comforting her. It was a little bit too much. Too much stimulation. She was not ready yet. After all, a well-rested witch is the most frightening of all. This year is your last warning. Or this is your last warning. Look out, world. Here comes a witch. So she wouldn't put the costume back on and she went trick-or-treating. Looks like she got over that fear. The end. This year, a witch. Hey, Angie, welcome in. This was a good one. This was a good one. Really love the illustrations and the colors that they used for this one. This is a really good one. All right, let's take a vote. We started with the Bear Sing Bears Storytime Collection. A good way to start the live. That was a good one, huh, Jake? I really enjoyed that one, and I really enjoyed the illustrations. Then we follow that up with Otto and the Story Tree. This is a really good one. It's a really good one. And then we just finished this year, A Witch. I'm going to have to go with number 3. I really enjoyed this one. In the comment section, what are you guys thinking? 1, 2, or 3? In the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. Yule 3, Jake 3, I think Roxy 3, Regina 1. I love Shake Head. That was a cheeky boo. Thank you so much, Jake, for that. I really love that. That was a great one. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay, we have time for one more. Let me look in the stacks and see. Didn't it? I really love that one. Let's look at the stacks and see what we can find. Because we found some really good titles at the library. And I think you guys are going to really love some of the ones that we've got. There are a lot of good ones in here. But let me see which one. Let me see which one we're going to pick. I think we're going to go with this one. Just because the illustrations. A Sky Without Lines. Look at these illustrations. It's giving Picasso. It looks like Picasso drawings. That's one of the things that I love about these books, with the illustrations. A Sky Without Lines. Arturo loved to look at maps. He liked seeing all the thick lines that showed where the different countries met, as if greeting each other in a tight hug. So Arturo is the main character, and he loved just looking at maps. He liked all the details of maps, the ocean, the mountain ranges, the cities, the little towns, churches, communities. But his mother told Arturo the lines on the map were drawn to stop people from moving freely across the land. This made Arturo sad, because Arturo and his mother were on one side of the line, and his father and Antonio were stuck on the other side. Very interesting. And look at these customs. Look at these different cultures represented. We have different people represented in these pictures. And the lines in the map were meant to separate people. Antonio was Arturo's brother and his most favorite person in the whole wide world. Antonio had taught Arturo all of the important things: how to remove his shoelaces so he didn't have to tie them, how to ride a bike hands-free, and how to knee-bop a football. Isn't that a great picture? Yes, the diversity is great. Now, this is one of the things that I love about children's literature, the illustrations. Like, if you were to take this picture, put it in a frame, and hang it in a museum, you wouldn't think that it was tied to or associated with a children's literature book. It would look like a standalone art piece. Just the way the illustrations are drawn. Isn't that great? The little foxes. It'd be like a cultural painting. Arturo missed Antonio very much. So there's the fence, the border wall. And there's his brother. He's waiting for his brother to come. Arturo was sure if he looked carefully at the map, he would find a gap in the line. He would squeeze through, run fast as his legs could carry him, quickly hug Antonio, and come straight back to his mother. Oh, he missed his brother. Hey, Corey, welcome in. I may decorate a room in my house with that idea. Oh, Georgia Peach, that would be great. That would be really fun, like a little landscape. Be really pretty. But the only part without lines was the ocean. Arturo did not know how to swim. Antonio had tried to teach him, but instead Arturo had preferred clambering onto Antonio's back to pretend he was a seahorse. Corey, how's everything going? How's work? How's the search going? Any news? So there's his brother. He never took the opportunity to learn how to swim because he always just hopped on his brother's back and let his brother take care of it. Arturo dreamed all day and night about meeting Antonio again. During the day, he dreamed with his eyes open. He dreamed of building a tunnel that went under the lines. There he was trying to get to his brother. He built a tunnel to the other side. But he worried he might lose his way before he reached the patch of dirt that his mother had swept with a broom every single day so he and Antonio could play on it. It's very hard to find something that's going to mesh with my schedule. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Corey. You've been very generous. You've been very generous, and I just pray that the universe and God gives that generosity back to you. I have faith. I have faith that you'll find it. And that you'll be able to look back and say, I'm glad you guys let me go. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you so much. Going everywhere fast. I really appreciate that. Surrounded by frangipani bushes with a small adobe house in the middle. It had been their home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, Corey, she keep her in your thoughts and prayers, or the universe that she find a job, a replacement job. She was one of our first, last year when we started our live in September. And in December we had started doing our projects and everything. We opened up an Amazon wish list for books, and she was one of our first people that purchased a book for the live to read. I'll have to take it out of the archives. Very generous, thank you. Sometimes he dreamed of building a bridge over the line. So Arturo is imagining all these things that he could do so that he can reunite with his family again. Mm-hmm. guys so much. Appreciate that. But at day's end, he would stop, tired and sad, wondering why the lines had to be there in the first place. So there's the border fence, and there's the cities in the background there. I love these brown hues and yellows and oranges. Very Western. Sometimes Arturo dreamed when his eyes closed in sleep. Look at this. There's this picture of his brother, his family pictures. And then look at him sleeping, dreaming of his brother. Where's the cute picture? Doesn't it? In these dreams, he and Antonio met in the sky. They flew up, up, up into space and landed on the moon. The illustrations are very whimsical. They're not real, but real. Yeah, Prince Lizziefish. Prince Lizzliefish's water is looking really good. I'll show you guys in a moment. There, they played football and picnicked. Their faces gleamed with smiles, sweet and sticky sweetness from warm churros. That's really cute. I love that background. Such a good idea. There's the moon and the night sky with these like muted tones of these oranges and browns, earth tone colors. Thank you so much, Corey. Arturo always awoke from this dream happy, his heart filled with hope that it would come true. The moon was a long way away, but he felt sure that when they got there, no one would stop him and Antonio from being together. His big brother. Because he had looked hard and had seen no lines in the sky. None at all. There's some really good illustrations. He knew one day they would be together again. The end. A sky without lines. This is a really good way to end the line. This is a good book. Really enjoyed that one. All right, let's take a vote. We started with the Berenstain Bears Storytime Collection. We followed that up with Otto and the Story Tree, too. This year, A Witch for Halloween. Jake, you like that one? That was a good one. A Story Without Lines. I really like this one because of the illustrations. But I love my quirky characters. This year, A Witch. I think I'm going to go with this one tonight. This one's a really good one. This one's a really good one. This one was just published this year, 2025. I forgot who it was that was saying that their niece or their niece is a first grade reader. Yeah, this one is ages 4 through 8. Yay, thank you so much for that universe, Jake. I really appreciate that. Thank you. All of the gifts that we go into our TikTok account. Those monies go towards our art projects that we do. So thank you so much. This is a good one for K through 3rd. And just doing the read alouds together, reading and talking about words and conversation. It's really good. It goes a long way. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for the 24,000 likes. We made a couple of our goals today. Thank you, Jake, and to all of those who gave. Really appreciate it. Remember that this Friday is Halloween. This is our last week for our Halloween background. We will be making one more Halloween project on Wednesday, but then next Sunday at this time, we are going to shift into Christmas. So we will have the Christmas tree up. Next Sunday, we will be taking out the decorations that we made from last year alive, and we'll be reminiscing and going over those. We'll be putting those up. So everyone stay tuned. Yeah, our Christmas tree is gonna look really good this year. We didn't make a lot of decorations last year because we had just started it. But we're gonna be making a lot of really fun activities. Let me give you guys an update on Prince Lizzie Fish. Prince Lizzie Fish is the live beta fish. Yeah, Corey, we will go all ham this year. You're right. He's doing really good. The water is coming out really nice. I think by adding these extra little plants in here, these live plants have really done a really good job. I need to fill up the tank though because it's getting a little empty. Where is Prince Lizzie Fish at? He's hiding. Oh, he's back here. He's right by the heater. He loves the heater. He loves standing right next to it where it's warm. That's so funny. Yeah, I think it's time for his bedtime though. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back tomorrow with all new, fresh titles. We have 2 more bags of books that we have not gone through that we're going to go through for our Children's Literature Hour. Everybody have a good night. Have a good Sunday night. I hope you have a good night. Sleep tight tomorrow morning. It's another week. Halloween to look forward to on Friday. Yay that it happens on a Friday this year and not in the middle of the week. Alrighty, everyone. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow.